Hello students, in today's video we are going to learn about linear equations in two variables, word problems. So far we have learned various methods to solve the linear equations in two variables, wherein the linear equations were already given. In the word problems now, linear equations will not be given. We will have to form the linear equations first based on what are the various conditions given in the sum. Okay, so the method is thoroughly read the question first, then read it into parts and see what is given, then try to form the equations based on it. Now let us read the question number 1 first, practice set 1.5. Two numbers differ by 3. The sum of twice the smaller number and thrice the greater number is 19. Find the numbers. Okay, now in this sum there are two numbers given, and these two numbers are not equal because they have given they differ by 3. The difference between these two numbers is 3. So one number can be 6, other number can be 9, like that, the difference when you take. So we will assume let the greater number be x and the smaller number be y. Let the greater number be x and the smaller number be y. Then what is the next condition given? Let's see. Two numbers differ by 3. That means the difference between these two is 3. Difference means subtraction. So x minus y is 3. This is my first equation. I got my first equation. Then what is the next condition given? The sum of twice the smaller number. Now smaller number I have assumed y. Twice the smaller number means 2 times the smaller number. That is going to be 2y. And thrice the greater number. Thrice the greater number means 3 times the greater number. Greater number I have assumed is x. And sum, the word is sum means addition. Sum of these two is 19. So I get 3x plus 2y is equal to 19. I got my equation number 2 now. So the first important part is done of forming the equations, because now the equations are not given ready-made. Reading the questions, you have to form the equations first. And now you have to solve the equations. Once you solve the equations, you get the values of x and y, and answer you get the numbers. Okay. Now solving the equation here is easy. Minus y is already there. So if you multiply here by 2, you are going to get minus 2y. Minus 2y plus 2y is going to get cancelled. And finally you will get the values of x and y. And hence you will find the numbers. So let us see. Let the greater number be x and the smaller number be y. From the first condition, x minus y is 3. Just now we saw how we get the first condition. Thrice the greater number is 3x and twice means 2y. From the second condition, 3x plus 2y is 19. Now just solve this equation. In order to solve, we multiply this equation number 1 by 2. Why? So that we get minus 2y here. Then minus 2y plus 2y will get cancelled. Okay. Now just add this equation number 2 and 3. Add this equation number 2 and 3. 2y minus 2y will get cancelled. Okay. Then I'll be left with 5x is equal to 25. So therefore x is equal to 5. Now substituting this x is equal to 5 in equation number 1, because that is the easiest, we get y is equal to 2. Therefore the required numbers are 5 and 2. Okay, and it is always needed to write the final answer whenever we have word problems. We'll move on to the next sum. Next sum, they have given you a diagram. Okay, This is Mr. Rectangle. He is saying I am a rectangle. Find the values of x and y. Find my area and perimeter. Now we know the properties of rectangle. Since 7th standard, 5th standard we are learning. Opposite sides of rectangle, opposite, this and this and this, opposite sides of rectangle are congruent. This is what we've been learning. So just equate the opposite sides and you will get the equations. Equation number 1 and equation number 2. So I will get 2y is equal to x plus 4. Now I will just rearrange them. This x goes that side, it will become minus x plus 2y is equal to 4. I will give this equation number 1. Okay, next what do I have? 2x plus y plus 8 is equal to 4x minus y is equal to 2x plus y plus 8. Now just rearrange. 4x minus 2x. 2x comes this side, becomes minus y minus y is equal to 8. You can see that y, 2x was plus here, it went that side, it became minus. Y was plus here, it went that side, this y. Now this is the y which was already here, and this y went that side, it became minus. Now 4x minus 2x is 2x. Minus y is minus 2y and is equal to 8. Okay. Now what we will do, dividing both sides by 2, we will get x minus y is equal to 4. Okay, now it's easy. Equation number 1 and equation number 2 plus x minus x will easily get cancelled, right? So minus x, adding equation number 1 and 2 plus 2y is equal to 4 and x minus y is equal to 4. I will get, right? Add them. Minus x plus x gets cut. 2y minus y is y. Y is equal to 8. I got y is equal to 8 now. This value of y you can substitute in either equation 1 or equation 2, whichever one you find easy, and you will get value of x. Once you get the values of x and y, the first part will be complete. See here, first part is find the values of x and y. Then the second part is to find the area and the perimeter. Okay. So first part was just to equate. See, opposite sides of a rectangle are equal length. Therefore, we equate the opposite sides. First, we have equated this one. 2x plus y plus 8 is equal to 4x minus y. See, 2x plus y plus 8 is equal to 4x minus y. Okay. Then these terms I have taken on that side. Okay. 4x became minus, y became minus, it became plus. So I got minus 2x plus y plus 2y, y plus y, this y plus y is 2y, minus 4x plus minus 2x is minus 8. So dividing both sides by 2 now, minus x plus y is equal to minus 4. Dividing both sides by 2. Now you can equate this one, 2y is equal to x plus 4. X plus 4 is equal to 2y. This x plus 4 is equal to 2y. So 4 goes that side, becomes minus 4. 2y comes this side, becomes minus 2y. Now just add equation number 1 and 2. Minus x plus x gets cut. Okay. Minus y is equal to minus 8. Therefore, y is equal to 8. Substituting y is equal to 8 in any of the equations, we get x is equal to 12. Okay. Here we get x is equal to 12. So, first part is done. Now, after this, we have to find the area and the perimeter. Okay. Now, area of the rectangle formula is length into breadth. Length into breadth. And perimeter of the rectangle, the formula is 2 times length plus 2 times breadth. This 2 we can take common also, and the formula can be written in this way also. Okay. So, in order to find out area and perimeter, we need length and the breadth. So, first find out the length and the breadth. Okay. Now, for length, we can just go back to that diagram once. See here. For length, you can use any of these two, this one or this one, and for breadth, you can use any of these two, 2y or this. Both are actually the same. Okay, these two are lengths and these two are breadths. And find out the length and the breadth. We got the value of x and y. Now we are trying to find out the length of the rectangle. So I have chosen 4x minus y. Now just this is given, 4x minus y is given in that diagram. Okay. Now in place of x, just put the value of it. 12 fours are 48 minus 8 is 40. So I got the length to be 40. And if you notice here, they have not given any units. So we also don't need to write units like centimeter or anything, because they have not given the units here. The breadth of the rectangle, 2y is chosen because that was easier. So 16. I got the length and breadth. Now find out the area and the perimeter. Perimeter formula. Area is length into breadth. So multiply length, we got 40. Breadth we got 16. We got the answer 640, and perimeter 2 into length plus breadth, 2 into 40 plus 16. So that's how we get the answer 112. So we got the final answer then. We got the values of x and y to be 12 and 8. Area of rectangle, we got 640 square units. So since the units are not given in centimeters, so we cannot write centimeters, no? But we should write units. So area of rectangle is 640 square units and perimeter is 112 units. Okay. So we shall move further to the next sum, third sum. The sum of father's age and thrice the age of his son is 70. If we double the age of the father and add it to the age of his son, the sum is 95. Find their present ages. Find their present ages. So let us just try and understand what is given in the sum. You can read it in parts and try to break it down and then try to make sense out of what is given. The sum of father's age and twice the age of son is 70. We will assume let the father's age be x and son's age be y. Let the father's age be x years, present age, father's present age be x years and son's present age be y years. Now what condition is given? The sum of father's age and twice the sum of means we are going to add sum of father's age and twice the age of son is 70. This is what is the first condition. The sum of father's age, sum of means add. What to add? Father's age and twice the age of his son. Twice the age of his son. This is number 1. Then what do we have? If we double the age of father, double the age of father means 2x, and add it to the age of son, then the sum is 95. This is my equation number 2. That's it. I got both the equations. Now try to equate the coefficients. Either you can eliminate x first or y first. Whichever one you find easy, you can do. So if you want to eliminate x first, multiply here by 2. If you want to eliminate y, multiply here by 2. Whichever way you find easy, you can do it. This was quite simple, I think. Let us continue. Let the father's present age be x years. Let the son's present age be y years. From the first condition, x plus 2y is 70. Double the age of father is 2x. Therefore, from the second condition, 2x plus y is 95. Now, as I told you, two equations we got, eliminate. Here we are trying to eliminate x. Okay, that's why we are multiplying equation number 1 by 2. So we get here, this equation is multiplied by 2. So 2x, multiplying equation number 1 by 2. Multiply this equation by 2. So 2x plus 2 to the 4y plus 7 to the 14. So 140. So we get 2x. This equation is multiplied by 2. So it became 2x plus 4y is equal to 140. Okay. Now we have to subtract equation number 2. That is this. Subtract this from this. Because here we have 140 and here 95. Subtracting equation number 2 from 3. So when we subtract, the signs change. So this is going to be minus, 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 minus. 2x will get cut. 4y minus y is 3y. And 140 minus 95 is 45. Okay. Now 3 will go that side and will become division. Therefore, we will get y is equal to 45 divided by 3. And 45 divided by 3 means 15. Now substituting the value of y is equal to 15 in equation number 1. We get the value of x plus 2y. Here x plus 2y is equal to 70. In place of y, put the value of y, that is 15. Here x plus 30 we will get now is equal to 70. 30 will go that side, will become minus. So x is equal to 40. Therefore, the father's present age is 40 years and the son's present age is 15 years. Okay. Let's move on to the next sum. Okay, this is the next sum. Just give me 1 minute. The denominator of a fraction is 4 more than twice its numerator. If 6 is subtracted from both the numerator and denominator, the denominator becomes 12 times the numerator. Find the fraction. So let's assume the numerator to be x and the denominator to be y. Okay. Now what is the condition given in the question? Let us see first. The denominator of a fraction, denominator means y. The denominator of a fraction means y. What about y they are saying? Is 4 times more, then twice is 4 more, not 4 times, it is 4 more. You have to always remember this thing. 4 more and twice, thrice, times, twice, thrice means multiplication, and 4 more means it is addition. Okay, so this denominator is 4 more, then twice its numerator. Numerator we have assumed to be x. So it is 4 more than that. This is equation number 1. Okay, next what is given? If 6 is subtracted from both numerator and denominator. If 6 is subtracted from these two, what will happen? Numerator becomes x minus 6 and denominator becomes y minus 6. If 6 is subtracted from these two, numerator and denominator, and that time what happens? If 6 is subtracted from both the numerator and denominator, the denominator becomes, that is y minus 6. In that case, the denominator will become 12 times the numerator. The denominator will become 12 times the numerator. Okay, I will repeat once again both the conditions. The denominator of a fraction is 4 more than twice its numerator. We have assumed numerator x, denominator y. 2 times the numerator, 4 more is denominator. And then if x is subtracted from both, then what happens? If x is subtracted from both, if 6 is subtracted from both the numerator and denominator, the denominator becomes denominator. So this is the denominator. In that case, denominator becomes 12 times the numerator. Numerator is x minus 6 at that time. Okay, so this is my second condition. We have to simplify both these conditions, get the value of x and y. Okay, once we get the value of x and y, we will get the numerator and the denominator, and once we get numerator and denominator, hence we will get the fraction. So let us see how we are going to do it. Let the numerator of the fraction be x and its denominator be y. Okay, now according to the first condition given, denominator of a fraction is 4 more than twice its numerator. Twice numerator means 2x from the first condition. Denominator is 4 more than twice the numerator. Okay, now these conditions you have to read the question 2, 3, 4, 5 times, then you will understand. Okay, if 6 is subtracted, then what happens? Okay, this is how we get it. This is the same equation we have rearranged. 2x minus y is equal to minus 4. Now if 6 is subtracted from both numerator and denominator, numerator will become x minus 6, denominator will become y minus 6. Okay, now next what happens? If 6 is subtracted from both, here the denominator becomes 12 times the numerator. So this will be 12 times the numerator. Okay, this is denominator, this is numerator, and denominator has become 12 times the numerator. So we solve inside, we try to rearrange the terms, and we get 12x minus y is equal to 66 as my second equation. This is my first equation. Now we have minus y here, subtracting. Now we will do subtracting equation 1 from 2. Okay, because here we have bigger numbers, so we have to subtract equation number 1 from 2. We get 2x minus y is equal to minus 4. Subtract. After subtracting, the signs will change. Minus, plus, plus. This was minus already, it will become plus. So plus y minus y will get cut. 12 minus 2 is 10. 66 plus 4 is 70. Okay, y gets cut. 12x minus 2 is 10x is equal to 70. Therefore, x is equal to 7. I got the value of x now. X is the numerator. Now substitute this value of x in any equation which you find simple. Equation number 1 is simple actually. So we'll put the value in equation number 1. Okay. So we get the value of y is 18. Okay. So numerator is x 7 and denominator is y 18, and hence we get the required fraction as 7 upon 18. Okay. So this is the final answer, and it is important to write the final answer. Let's move on to the next sum. Fifth sum. Now this is going to be a little lengthy sum. Two types of boxes A and B are to be placed in a truck having capacity of 10 tons. Now this unit tons, we generally don't use this. We use kilograms, grams, quintals, like that. Tons. 1 ton is 1000 kg. Okay, 1 ton is it is a bigger unit. It is a huge unit actually. Two types of boxes are there. Let's say, 1 minute, go step by step. Two types of boxes are, this is A type of box and this is B type of box. Okay, these boxes have to be put into a truck. These boxes have to be put into a truck having capacity of 10 tons. 10 tons means 1000 kgs. Okay, this truck has got capacity of 1000 kgs or 10 tons. Now when 150 boxes of A type are placed, 150 boxes of A type. So boxes of weights of boxes of A types, we will assume it to be X, and weights of boxes of B types, we will assume it as Y. Okay, when 150 boxes of A type, weight of 150 boxes of A types will be 150 into X, because weight of one such box we have assumed X. So 150 such A type ka boxes will be 150 times 150 into X. So when 150 boxes of A type and 100 boxes of B type, so 100 Y, okay, are loaded in the truck, it weighs 10 tons. So that capacity is completed, right? That 10 tons capacity is completed when 150 boxes of A types and 100 boxes of B type are put into it. So 150 into X plus 100 into Y, together it becomes 10 tons. So capacity is completed of 10 tons. But when 260 boxes of A types are loaded in the truck, it can still hold 40 boxes of B types. Okay, so 260 boxes of A types plus 40 boxes of B types will make it 10 ton complete. Okay, so this is going to be my equation number 1. And this is going to be my equation number 2. We are going to simplify these two equations, solve them simultaneously, get the value of X and Y. Okay, what are we asked to find finally? It can still accommodate 40 boxes of type B, so that it is fully loaded. Find the weight of each type of box. So we have to find out actually this A type ka box, we have assumed its weight as X ton. Okay, and B type's box, we have assumed its weight to be y turns. Okay, but actually how much it is? So once we find the value of X and Y, we will know actually how much it is. Okay, so let us find that out now. One ton is 1000 kg. Okay, quintal also I've just given there in case in the sum we don't know. Sometimes in the exam they change tons ka, they may make it quintal, so you should know 1 quintal is 100 kg. Let the weight of a box of type A be x turn and that of a box of type B is y turn. Okay. The weight of 150 boxes of type A will be 150 x turns then. And what is the next given? 200 boxes, and 100 boxes will be of type B 100 y turn. The weight of 100 boxes of type B will be 100 y turn. Okay. When we add these two, A plus B, that becomes 10 turns. It completely it completes the capacity of that truck, right? 150 boxes of A and 100 boxes of type B are loaded in the truck. It weighs 10 tons, so it completes the full capacity of that truck. Okay, so that is equal to 10. Okay, and according to the second condition, okay, we have just reduced this, dividing both sides by 10. 150 divided by 10 is 15 and 100 divided by 10 is 10, and this is 1. Now similarly from the second condition we get 260x plus 40y is 10. Again we will reduce these two, so we get 26x plus 4y is equal to 1. Okay, now solve these equations simultaneously. See which one is easier. I think it is easier to eliminate y. Okay, here you have to multiply by 4, it will become 40y. Here multiply by 10, it will become 40y. Then 40y will get cancelled, and you can get the value of x. Then substitute the value of x into, okay, they have done it the other way, they have multiplied it twice. Okay, let me just go back to the previous slide. Okay, so here this is my equation number 1. 15x plus 10y is equal to 1 and 26x plus 4y into 1. Okay, these are the two equations that I've got. These were the two equations. Just let me write on this slide also so that you follow exactly what is happening. We got these two equations after reducing. 15x plus 10y is equal to 1. This was my equation number 1. And 26x plus 4y is equal to 1. Okay. Now one way is you could multiply this equation number 2 by 10 and this equation number 1 by 4. Here by 10 and here by 4. So what you would get? 40y and 40y. Right? So 40 would get cancelled and you would get the value of x. But instead of doing that, 40 is little bigger number. What is done here is multiplying equation number 1 by 2 they have done. Because with that also we are getting things eliminated. And equation 2 by 5. So with that what do we get? If we multiply this equation number 1 by 2, then 15 2s are 30x we get, plus 10 2s are 20y we get, is equal to 2. And over here multiplying by 5 means 26 2s are, sorry, 26 into 5. $130x plus 4 5s are 20y is equal to 5. Okay, so you can see here we get little smaller number. That's the only thing. If you multiply by 10 and 40, little maybe bigger 40 40, that's it. but the answer is going to come same. Now here 20y is going to get cancelled. If you are thorough with your methods of solving linear equations, students, how we equate the coefficients, etc., you will not find this difficult. Okay, so here we got 30x plus 20y is equal to 2, and then multiplying equation number 2 by 5, 130x plus 20y is equal to 4. Just now I showed you at the side how it came, how these two equations came, multiplying 1 by 2 and 2 by 5. Okay, and why have we done that? To equate the coefficients. You see the coefficient of y has been equated now. It has become 20y, 20y. So this 20, 20 can get cancelled. Okay, so subtracting equation 3 from 4, 20y, 20y gets cancelled, so we get 100x is equal to 3. Now the answer is going to come in fractions of x. Now substituting value of x in any of the equations, we have substituted in equation number 1. Okay, now equation number 1 is what? Equation number 1 was this, 15x plus 10y is equal to 1. This was the equation number 1. So in place of x, we just substitute the value of x, that is 3 upon 100. Plus 10y is equal to 1. Okay, now 15 3s are 45. So it becomes 45 upon 100 plus 10y is equal to 1. Now this 45 upon 100 will go that side, will become minus 1 minus 45 upon 100. And then we will cross multiply. It will become 100 minus 45 upon 100. Okay. So let us see how we do it. Okay, so we get 10y is equal to, see this 45 upon 100, it went that side, it became minus, then I've cross multiplied. 100 ones are 100, 100 minus 45 upon 100. Now 100 minus 45 is 55, so that's 55 upon 100. For y is equal to, this 10 goes that side, it becomes 55 upon 10, means 10 is multiplied with 100, so that becomes 1000, 55 upon 1000. Now we got the value of x and we got the value of y also. So weight of A type of box, weight of A type of box is 3 upon 100 tons, and B type of box is 55 upon 1000 tons. Now these tons we can convert into kgs also and give the answer, not a problem. The weight of box of A type is 3 upon 100 ton. 3 upon 100 ton is going to be 3 upon 100 into 1000, that is 30 kgs. And type B is 55 upon 1000 tons, that is 55 kgs. Okay, so if you have not followed, go through the sum 2-3 times, hopefully you will understand. Okay, let us move on to the next sum. Out of 1900 kilometers, Vishal traveled some distance by bus, some by aeroplane, but travels with average speed, bus travels with average speed of 60 kilometers per hour, and the average speed of aeroplane is 700 kilometers per hour. It takes 5 hours to complete the journey. Find the distance. Find the distance Vishal traveled by bus. Okay, so let us just assume he has done a total, he has covered a total distance of 1900 kilometers. He has traveled a total distance of 1900 kilometers. Okay, we can assume the distance traveled by him by bus, to be x kilometers. and distance traveled by him by aeroplane to be y kilometers. Okay, so distance traveled by bus plus distance traveled by aeroplane, together how much distance he has traveled? 1900 kilometers. Okay, so by the first condition we get this. Okay, distance traveled by bus we assumed x kilometers, distance traveled by aeroplane we assumed y kilometers. So together distance traveled by bus plus aeroplane, together he has traveled 1900 kilometers. Now, while learning science 9 standard last year, you have learned the definition of speed, right? What is speed? Speed is distance upon time. You also learned about velocity, no? Velocity and speed is same, but only the thing is velocity is a vector quantity. Speed is a scalar quantity. Velocity will need direction. Speed will not need the direction to be given, right? So we know speed is equal to distance upon time. Therefore, formula for time can be written as distance upon speed. Yes, it can be written as distance upon speed. Formula for time. Now, time taken by Vishal by traveling by bus. Okay, how we can give that formula? That time taken by bus is going to be, he traveled how much distance? Time is distance upon speed, no? He traveled x kilometers. So distance is x. And how much time he took? How much time? Sorry, not distance upon speed. Distance upon speed. Time is distance upon speed. Bus ka speed was 60 kilometers per hour. And distance traveled by bus is x kilometers. Distance traveled by bus is x kilometers and bus speed was 60 kilometers per hour. So how much time he has taken to travel by bus? Whatever distance he covered x distance. To cover that x distance by bus, he has taken time equals to x upon 60. He has taken time equals to x upon 60. Whatever x distance he covered by bus, he has taken time x upon 60. Okay, and how much time he took by aeroplane? By aeroplane he covered y distance and the speed of aeroplane was 700 kilometers per hour. Speed of aeroplane was 700 kilometers per hour. So time taken by aeroplane to cover y distance was y upon 700. Was y upon 700. Now what else is given? He covered the total journey, whatever total journey of 1900 kilometers distance he covered, he took 5 hours to complete that. He took 5 hours. He took 5 hours to complete that. Now look there. This 5 hours includes the time. See, total time was 5 hours, right? Now this 5 hours will include the time taken by bus and time taken by aeroplane, right? Time taken by bus we calculated just now, no? Time is distance upon speed. Time is distance upon speed. So time taken by bus is x upon 60 and time taken by aeroplane is y upon 700. So this is my first equation and this is my second equation. This is my second equation. So we got two equations. 50% of the work is done. You got two equations correctly in this sum, means 50% of your work is done. Now let us go over it once again. Let Vishal travel x kilometer by bus and y kilometers by plane. Time is speed, time is distance upon speed. Time taken by Vishal while traveling by bus is x upon 60 hours. And time taken by Vishal by traveling by plane is x upon 70 hours. How we found this? I will just now explain you how we found the time. By using this formula we have found that. Okay. From the given condition, see first condition, x plus y is equal to 1900 we got, and by second condition we got this. Now try to solve these simultaneous equations, multiplying equation number 2 by 1100 because it is the LCM of 60 and 700. Now if you don't understand what is LCM, please go back to 7th standard, you will learn it there. Okay, so we get this equation, divide here 60 and this one, you get 35, simplifying this equation further. Okay, that is my equation number 3, and this is my equation number 1. First thing what I did, I tried to get rid of the fraction because here this is a fraction, no? So in order to get rid of the fraction, what I did, I am multiplying equation number 2 by 2100. Why I chose this only? Because it is the LCM. It can be divisible by 60 also, and it can be divisible by 700 also. That's why I have chosen this number. Okay, so I got 35x plus 3y is equal to 10,500 after solving this further. Okay, so I got equation number 1, and this is my equation number 3. Now 2 and 3 is nothing but same, so I have to just concentrate on 1 and 3 now. So if I multiply here by 3, I will get 3y, 3y. Then that y term is going to get eliminated. Okay. Now subtracting equation 4 from 3. Signs change. I will get x is equal to 150. Now substituting. So Vishal traveled 150 kilometers by bus. Okay. Because that y we don't have to find now actually, because distance traveled by aeroplane is not asked at all, so we have not found that y here. So if you just find x also, it's enough. Vishal traveled 150 kilometers by bus. That's the final answer. Thank you students. Hope you have understood this video. Thank you so much.